go.
So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Today, we are going to tackle about our reporting, which is Philippine National Ethical Guidelines for Research Involving Human Participants 2022. Next slide, please. So, this is our group members. Dumesa Maxine, Dinglasa Waveney, Tumapon John Benedict, Jupiteria Jane, and next slide, please.
Research plays a vital role in advancing knowledge and improving lives, but it must always be conducted with respect for human dignity and safety. In the Philippines, this is ensured through the National Ethical Guidelines for Research Involving Human Participants, developed and updated by the Philippine Health Research Ethic Boards. These guidelines provide the ethical foundation for researchers to follow, ensuring the participants' rights and welfare are always protected.
The 2022 National Ethical Guidelines for Research Involving Human Participants covers all types of research that involves human participants, whether in health related fields like biomedical, clinical, and epidemiologic studies, or in non health areas such as social, behavioral, environmental, educational, and policy research. It also extends to research using identifiable human data, records, and biologic materials from biobanks, registries, or databases, and provides guidance on newer areas like internet research, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and studies during disaster or pandemics. Special attention is given to protecting vulnerable populations, including children, older persons, all persons with disabilities, indigenous people, people living with HIV, women of reproductive age, and uniformed personnel, ensuring their rights, dignity, and safety are prioritized while all maintaining compliance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012 and international ethical principles.
Core ethical principles. This is the guidelines emphasize a commitment to upholding the dignity, rights, and welfare of human research participants. Key principles derived from the broader ethical tradition include respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. Respect for persons is the uphold dignity and autonomy by allowing informed decisions, protecting vulnerable groups, and respecting cultural diversity, while beneficence in an act in the participants' best interest by maximizing benefits, minimizing harm, and addressing any negative effects, while justice is ensures fairness by equitably distributing risks and benefits, selecting participants fairly, and including underrepresented groups. How these principles are applied. Informed consent is a provide clear, accurate, and culturally appropriate information to ensure voluntary participation. Risk benefit analysis is a minimize risk and maximize potential benefits for participants and society. Competent caring use appropriate knowledge and skills, fostering trust to protect participants. Lastly, scientific integrity is to conduct research honestly and rigorously to maintain quality and public trust. Elements of informed consent. This means a competent participant freely decides to join research after fully understanding the study, their rights, and without any coercion or undue influence. So these are competence capacity. Participant must be capable of deciding, if not, seek assent and consent from a legally authorized representative. Voluntariness. Participation must be free from coercion, undue influence, inducement, or intimidation. Next is full disclosure. Provide complete, relevant information on purpose, procedures, risk, benefits, incentives, confidentiality, and data use. Meanwhile, understanding comprehension. Ensure participants truly understand using clear, culturally appropriate communication and allow questions. Right to refuse or withdraw. Participants may decline or withdraw anytime without penalty or loss of benefits. Next is ongoing process. Consent is continuous, not a one-time event throughout the study. And lastly, transparency essential information. Clearly state researcher identify participant, role, study duration, withdrawal process,
Good day, everyone. I'm Regine S. Twitter, and let's discuss about the rights of participants. So let me start by asking, if you were to join a research study, what would be your biggest concern? Yes, safety. Yes, privacy. Another one, compensation. So exactly, those concerns are valid, and that's why the Philippine National Ethical Guidelines highlight the rights of participants. So participants have the right to autonomy, which means they must decide freely whether to join after being fully informed. They also have the right to privacy and confidentiality, ensuring that their data is protected. Here's something important. Participants have the right to withdraw at any time without penalty, so participation is always voluntary. So these are the other rights. It includes the protection from harm, fair selection and equal treatment, access to study results if they want to know, and compensation should be there any research related injury. So in short, the guidelines make sure participants are respected, safe, and empowered throughout the research process.
Volunteers have a limited ability to give full and informed consent, requiring special protection to safeguard their rights and welfare. They may face risks due to factors such as disability, poverty, power imbalance, or marginalization. So there are eight categories. So first, we have cognitive or communications. So this is where the person has difficulty understanding because of illnesses, language, or literacy barriers. The second is institutional, when someone is under authorities like prisoners, students, or employees and may feel forced to join. The third one is the differential. This is where when the person follows someone they respect or depend on, like patients to doctor or victim to abuser. Fourth is the medical, wherein someone is sick and may think research is a guaranteed care. Fifth is economic, when people join studies mainly because of money or free treatment. Sixth one is social, when participants face discriminations due to age, race, gender, or culture. The seventh one is the legal, when someone or people can't legally give consent or fear legal consequences. And the last one is the study related. So this is where when design of the study itself creates risks such as using deceptions.
So another one is the ethical review process. Now, another important question. Who makes sure that researchers actually follow these ethical guidelines? Do you have any idea? Yes, ethics committee, that's correct. Review board. So that's correct, guys. That's the rule of the Research Ethics Committee, or REC. Before any study begins, it must go through an ethical review process. This review checks two things. First is the research scientifically valid? Second is it ethically acceptable? So there are three levels of review. First level is the exempt. It is for minimal research study like some educational research. Second is the expedited. First, for studies with no more than minimal risk. And third level is the full board review for higher risk studies or those involving vulnerable populations. And the review doesn't stop once the study starts. The REC also does continuing review, making sure researchers report any problems or adverse events. So, the ethical review process acts like a safety net protecting not just the integrity of research, but most importantly, the rights and welfare of the participants.
The responsibilities outlined in the National Ethical Guidelines The responsibilities outlined in the National Ethical Guidelines The responsibilities outlined in the National Ethical Guidelines for research involving human participants ensure accountability across all stakeholders in research. So, research advisors must guide and mentor students in designing ethical and scientifically sound protocols, supervise data management, and ensure minimal risk in student studies. So, research institutes are required to establish or affiliate with PHREB accredited research ethic committees (RECS). So, it enforce ethical oversight and protect participants' welfare, maintaining confidentiality and support dissemination of findings. So investigators or researchers are tasked to submit protocols for REC approval. So obtaining information consent, follow ethical and legal standards, supervise research staff, ensure data integrity, and report progress or adverse events. So, meanwhile, funding agencies and sponsors must guarantee proper technical and ethical review, release funds responsibly, and monitor project implementation, promote research integrity, and support dissemination of results. With sponsors especially adhering to ICH GCP international standards.
Okay, so that's all for our reporting. And now I would like to ask if you have any question, guys, or clarification. Do you have any questions? Okay, Ria, what is your question?
So my question is, what is the purpose of the National Ethical Guidelines for Research Involving Human Participants?
Okay, that is to ensure research is conducted ethically in the Philippines, protecting the rights, welfare, dignity, and safety of human participants. Another one, please. Napay ganahan mo ask, guys. Sa inyo ha. Benedict, nakay gusto i-asa ko ah. Kay Ria, ikaw again. Saman.
I have another question.
So,
Who who oversees the implementation of these ethical guidelines?
it is the Philippine Health Research Ethic Boards under the Philippine National Health Research System. Okay, thank you for asking.
Okay, Benedict, what is your question? What are the three core ethical principles emphasized in the guidelines? So, the respect for persons, beneficence, and the justice. Other hand, please. Do you have any question, guys? How
Informed consent applied in research.
Oh, it is through a voluntary process that provides complete, accurate, and culturally appropriate information so participants can make free and informed decisions. Thank you for that question.
Okay, Ria Jupiter, what is your question?
So, my question is, what are the core elements of informed consent?
So, so the core elements are competence, capacity, voluntariness, full disclosure, comprehension, right to refuse or withdraw, ongoing process, and transparency.
So I would like to answer for that questions na lang, no. It is the competence, capacity, voluntariness, full disclosure, comprehension, right to refuse or withdraw, ongoing process, and transparency. That's the that's the core elements of informed consent.
Okay, thank you so much. I have one more question.
Okay?
What are the responsibilities of the researcher?
It is to submit protocols for ethics review, obtain informed consent, ensure participant safety, maintain data integrity, comply with ethical standard, and report updates to the REC.
Thank you so much.
So that's all for the questions. Okay, thank you everyone for uh, answering, and thank you for the questions.
And now we're about to watch the a small clip of video about our topic. So let's start.
No? Pati yung accreditation, ginagamit din ng CSA ito. All the documents that you submit to um, FREB, no? FREB, whether it's training, whether it's accreditation, etc. Pati kami sa National Ethics Committee, we use the portal. Okay? So we put there all our SOPs, the forms, the guidelines, etc. So that pag may nag-apply sa amin, no? Pag may nag-apply sa amin for ethics review ng kanilang proposal, they have to go to the portal. Doon nila isasubmit lahat. And then doon namin tatrabauhin din lahat. Right? So again, sorry, I'm not sure if you have this already, but again, it's not necessary that you have a portal. It just makes things more efficient, more transparent, etc., etc. And then wala nang papel. Wala nang papel. Next. Ito yung example lang ng portal namin. I took a picture. Sorry, medyo maliit lang. No? So, this na National Repository. So, kunyari, ako as chair, sinabihan ako, no? Doc Butch, merong bagong application. Complete na yung documents niya. So, punta ka sa portal, sabihin sa akin, punta ka sa portal, tignan mo na kung paano ito, no? Anong gagawin natin dito. Alright? So, merong username, merong password, etc. That is unique to me. So, yung ganon. Etc. So, this is the portal. Next. So again, it's a centralized portal for online submission and tracking. Pati yung accreditation po ninyo nandun sa portal, no? So we were able to check kung ano yung deficiency ninyo, no? After this meeting, I was asked to remain and then talk about kung ano ba yung glitch dun sa accreditation process ninyo. We'll talk about that with the committee members later. So again, this is the portal. Very useful siya. But again, sa mga katulad ko, I had to learn and how to use it kasi hindi naman ako talaga tech person. But slowly, I'm beginning to get used to it. So kayo siguro, in your instance, kung meron man kayo nito, again, sorry if ano, take some learning. No? So again, but very useful. Next. So repository of resources, makita nyo lahat doon ng forms, lahat ng guidelines, etc. No? And again, it serves for transparency and efficiency kasi naka-record lahat doon yung mga nangyayari. Pag sinabit ninyo, pag sinabit nila sa amin, alam namin kailan submit, ano yung sinabmit, etc. Kailan namin sila sinagot, nandun din. No? Hindi pwedeng sabihin, hindi nyo pinapansin yung ano namin, etc. etc. Okay? Next. So, these are, last na lang po talaga. No? I'll breeze through many of these slides kasi example lang ng paggamit ng portal, basically. No? So, these are the steps that we take. And I'm sure you have an idea of this also. Okay, next please. So, essentially, ito yung stages of ethical review. This is a summary of it all. If you've attended some of our workshops in SIDTA, you've seen this slide already. So, sorry, hindi ko ma-point. Doon sa bandang taas, no? The review process starts with yung bandang taas, ito yung ginagawa ng researcher. Okay? Yun sa baba, ito yung ginagawa namin sa National Ethics Committee. So, kunyari, ganun din. No? So, kunyari, initial submission, sasubmit lahat ng requirements through our portal. And then, I make a preliminary evaluation as chairman. Kapag, kunyari, okay na yun, what I do is, what type of review?
Okay, that's all for our video clip. Now that we've watched the video, let me ask you a couple of questions. Are you ready? So, for our first question, what part of the video stood out to you? Any hands, please? Wavney, what are your insights? Um, your mic. Off yung mic.
Okay. For is yung when we said ethics review is not just paperwork, but it really protects people and so the research care for people, not just
Okay, thank you for your, thank you for sharing your side ideas. So, for our second question, why do you think ethical review is important for protecting research participants? How about you, Benedict?
Um, so the ethical reviews is important because it makes us participants make sure participants are safe, treated fairly, and know what they are joining. So it stops researchers from harming or taking advantage of people.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So that was our report about the Philippines National Ethical Guidelines. Right.